Welcome back to the Handmade Homestead. I'm Angela Allen, and this is the first week of August. And once again this year, we are going to participate in the Every Bit Counts challenge that's put on for this entire month by Jessica over at Three Rivers Homestead. The challenge encourages you to put away something every day for the entire month of August. You can do small projects each day, you can do a couple of projects every other day, whatever works for you. It absolutely works for this challenge. There are no big rules. Jessica only asks that people tag their videos with the hashtag everybitcountschallenge so that others can find you easily on a search. Now last year, that was our first year doing it on video for this YouTube channel. We did a video every single day for 32 days. One the day before the challenge, and then every day during the challenge. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do a video once a week, maybe twice a week, maybe every couple of days, but I'm going to tag them all with the hashtag everybitcountschallenge so that you guys can easily find them. And I will put a playlist at the very end of this video where you can click on it. I'll put a little picture of the playlist right up here so you can just see what it looks like. But the link for it will be at the end of the video, so you can absolutely click on there and see all 32 of my videos from last year. I had done this challenge previously, but I hadn't done it for video. The Handmade Homestead as a channel really just started around early July of last year, July 1st, July 5th, somewhere around there. I think we did our first videos July 8th. So I want you to know that every time somebody likes, subscribes, or watches my videos, it's really helped us to move forward with the algorithm and just with having an established homestead community. And that's why I started this channel. I try to be as self-sufficient as we can, and someday soon I will do a video of my history so you'll know. I am an urban gardener now, but at one time I did own a 14-acre homestead in Maine. I was pretty self-sufficient then, so I've learned a lot of these skills along the way, and I will talk more about that in a future video, so keep an eye out for that. I did start right along on the first, getting some filming done with things I've done each day, and I will put those in this video so you can see. I'm going to keep them short and sweet. So let's join in the fun, and please tag me. Let me know if you do videos like this, because I definitely want to see them. I'm always looking for more ideas, and especially if you have really good ideas for cucumbers. All right, let's go. We do have a lot to cover here, so I am going to switch to voiceover so I can give you the information without having to give you a lot of video footage of each thing that I make. So I'm going to start off by sterilizing a bunch of quart jars. Can you guess this is going to be pickles? This is my favorite pickling spice. I'll put the link down below in my Amazon shop. If you just click on the link and go to kitchen staples, you'll find this right there. It is a little bit spicy. I only use about a tablespoon per quart jar. I've done it before with 2 tablespoons, but boy, that is intense. So these are dehydrated garlic slices. Every year I dehydrate garlic that I grow, keep the sliced garlic. After dehydrating it, I throw it right in a jar in my freezer, and I can take out a piece or two as I need to. And these are all of the cucumbers from that one day. I do like a crinkle cutter. Now, crinkle cutters give you a very fancy chip, but they are not sharp. They're actually rather dull, and it's a little more work to use them, but I think it's worth the work. And since I'm doing just small batches of things, it's just reasonable to put the effort in to have such a pretty slice when I'm done. These are going to be a very zesty, little bit spicy dill pickle slices, so I left the skins on and I sliced them in a pretty good chunk. After packing the jars, I'm going to fill them with a brine and then water bath can them. That's what I did. There are tons of recipes online for pickles, so I'll let you find the one that you think your family will enjoy the most. Next up, we're going to do pickled peppers and zucchini together. I grow a variety of peppers in the garden. This year I planted 85 plants just so I would have extra for pickled peppers and for the freezer. And this is some of my first batch. These are going to be basil and thyme flavored. So I am putting in thyme that I did grow and dehydrate last year. And I'm also going to put some basil leaves in here. And I'm going to put actually the top sprig of basil plants, so they'll have 4 or 5 leaves in them. I'm just going to stick them in there and then chop the peppers into chunks. The shishito peppers in here, I'm just going to cut off the top and slice them right down one side or poke a big hole in them. This is a pippin, so I'm going to cut that in a couple of chunks. There's a bunch of different kinds of peppers. There's also going to be some jalapeno peppers. You can see those up at the top left. I'm going to divide those peppers up, those 3 peppers, so about a half of a hot pepper into each of these little pint jars. When I raw pack peppers, I do try to pack them pretty firmly because, as you can see in the minute here, after their water bath process, there's always like a little gap at the bottom. Wipe my rims, of course, just because there's a lot of herbs in there. And put the lid on and get those right in the hot water canner and get them processed too. These are always so delicious. My family loves pickled peppers. Hot, mild, cowboy candy. We put them on everything. Now that canner isn't quite full, so I've put all of the pepper bottles in the canner in the warm water, and I am going to do a quick batch here of dilly beans, but instead of dill, I'm actually going to flavor these with thyme and lemon pepper. That's my favorite flavor with green beans, so that's what's going in these. I've already washed and trimmed a bunch of different green beans. I have a bunch of different kinds growing out in the garden, and that's what's going to be in these. And again, I am going to raw pack them. So I usually process a little bit longer. So if these are 24-ounce jars, if they were supposed to process for 10 or 15 minutes, I'm going to process them for 15 or 20, just because I want them well cooked, and it will help keep them from hanging out at the top of the jar too much. Those are in the water bath canner and they're processing. So in the meantime, I am going to work on this eggplant. I'm going to slice it in big slices and then chunk it up in cubes. And then all of the pieces of eggplant that are in the bowl, that's all other pieces of eggplant, they're all going to be mixed with a lot of Italian herbs, all that have been grown here in our yard. So basil and oregano, thyme and parsley, carrot tops, some rosemary, and it's going to be mixed in thoroughly with olive oil to coat it. We want to coat all of these little chunks as best we can because these are going to be roasted in a hot oven, 425, 450, until they're very well browned. Half of this batch will be used to make pasta alla norma for supper for my family. Then the other half will be divided in half and put into the freezer for 2 future dinner time meals. I've added sourdough breadcrumbs, homemade sourdough breadcrumbs seasoned with Italian seasonings. I'm going to mix those two. I want to coat those with breadcrumbs too before I bake them. And again, they're going to go right into the oven and get baked, and that will be 2 future meals for the Every Bit Counts Challenge in the freezer and ready to go. Gonna put a little Parmesan on top, of course, before they go in the oven. Can't have pasta alla norma or really any Italian dish at all, really, without some Parmesan. So we'll get that finished up and get that right in the oven. And that will bake while I finish with the canning that's going on in my water bath canner right now. And when the timer goes off, I'll give them 5 minutes to cool and then pull out the rest. So these are the the lemon thyme green beans coming out, and the pickled peppers. They are hot. I think I did 18 jars total, and of 18 jars, only one jar didn't seal, and it happened to be a green bean jar. So we just, after 24 hours, it goes in the fridge. We just eat that up first. The rest will get cleaned up, labeled, and put on the shelf once they're cooled and the rings are removed. So this is another day, and yes, you guessed, it's green beans again. We always preserve a lot of green beans around here. I do pickle quite a few of them, but I put dozens and dozens of bags of them in our freezer. They're really delicious. They're easy and quick to thaw out and get supper on the table, to steam them, to use them in casseroles, however I want to. So these, I snip the ends. I only snip the stem end. I never snip the other end. I specifically grow beans that don't have strings, so that makes it easier for me. I wash them, I dry them, I just break them up about the size of my thumb length. I don't care if they're perfect. Pack them up, and in the freezer they go. I do not, and I stress, I do not ever blanch green beans that I'm going to freeze. I have green beans in my freezer that are 2 years old. I still use them just like this. They've never been blanched, and they taste fresh like I just did them yesterday. If you're a person that blanches, more power to you, but you're not going to catch me ever blanching green beans. All right, here we go again with the pickles. I'm going to do another batch of pickles, and this is absolutely another day that I did pickles, the same cutter, and these are a very zesty, spicy hot dill with red pepper in them. We're looking forward to those. This is another day with, again, peppers. That I had a bunch of peppers in the garden, but I had a bunch of other produce too. Different colored peppers, Swiss chard, carrots, zucchini. I put them all into fairly small slivers, and those are going to be packed up for stir fry meals during the winter, to be able to do pepper stir fry. And this is a really good thing to use up all of those stems from your greens, like Swiss chard. Kale stems are a little too tough, but Swiss chard ones are not. And I grow celery and Swiss chard and turnip greens and beet greens and that kind of stuff in my garden. So I am going to pack up the greens leaves separately into freezer bags to put in the freezer, but the stems I am going to cut into slivers, and I'm going to add them to a stir fry mix. They cook up just like celery would, the younger, more tender stalks of celery would, and they're delicious in stir fry. They're lots of fiber, they taste good, they're healthy, and they're free. And I don't like to throw away anything that I've spent time and energy growing. So this is just the stalk of, that looks like probably a Ford Hook Swiss chard, but I grow Ford Hook and Bright Lights as well. I'm going to mix that in a bowl with all those different varieties of peppers that I slivered up. And I'm going to add what other vegetables that I can find that would also be good in a pepper stir fry. So in this case, I know I added zucchini, and I know I added carrots to it as well. Those are carrots that I grew, and of course zucchini that we grew too. If you are also doing the Every Bit Counts challenge, can you stick your links down below in the comments section? Because I really want to see your videos too. I'm absolutely happy to support you by watching them, and I'm eager to see your ideas as well. So I'm just mixing those vegetables up. Let's see what else I have to put into that mixture, and you're not gonna be surprised, of course, by the zucchini in here. Oh, and the eggplant. The cucumbers we won't put in the stir fry. But I also have a really nice bag of turnips sitting there in the back. Those are really good. They're fresh from the garden. The skin is really thin. They don't even need to be peeled. Just scrub clean and diced really thin and thrown into the bowl, and they will add that fresh, crisp, sweet flavor, very similar to what broccoli would add or cauliflower would add in a stir fry. Turnips work really well that way. I grew mostly the cosata zucchini this year, and it has a really nice nutty flavor, so that's great in stir fry too. And I guess nobody'd be surprised by the fact that I'm also going to add green beans. I have plenty of green beans. I deliberately didn't grow too many this year, I thought, but they are still coming out of the garden in handfuls. Every day, every other day, I'm picking a bowl full of green beans, and that's okay with me because my family loves them. They're super healthy and they taste delicious. So I'm going to snap these green beans, cut them into bite-sized pieces. In they go. And again, I don't ever break the tail off of my green beans. I don't see any point in that. I just take off the stem part, the stem attachment part at the top, because that can be kind of woody. And go the green beans. It's getting to be quite a mixture. Different kinds of green beans. Those are the turnips all slivered up. And again, you'll notice that I'm not blanching any of this because they've all been washed and dried prior to cutting them up to use them, and they're going straight into a vacuum sealer bag. It will be vacuum sealed and thrown in the freezer. And I don't know what the shelf life is in a freezer bag when it's vacuum sealed, but some of the stuff in my freezer is a couple of years old sometimes, and it's perfectly fine. It tastes perfectly fresh. These little bag holders are super helpful. They're inexpensive. They come in a pack of, I think, 4. You can find a link for that, again, in my Amazon shop. The link is down in the description for that. If you just click on the Amazon shop and go there under like kitchen essentials, you'll find these. I think I bought originally a pack of 6 of them. I've only ever had 2 or 3 out of the original wrappers. And I bought them several years ago. They're very sturdy, and I use them almost every day. As I do my food saver. I love this food saver. It's the best vacuum sealer I've ever owned. There's some bags of stir fry ready for the freezer. Ready for winter meals. And I've got one more for you. Always, always eat your greens. This is the Swiss chard tops. I've washed it really thoroughly. I am gonna get it out of there, get it on a towel to let it dry. Roll it up a little bit in the towel. And this, it could go in the freezer. It could go in a steamer and be part of supper if I wanted, but to put it away, I would either freeze this or dehydrate it, which is one of my favorite ways to use greens in the winter, is from dehydrated greens. They rehydrate extremely fast in whatever I'm cooking, soup or stew, or even for a side dish. A little bit of water, a couple of minutes, and you've got what tastes like fresh greens ready to cook with your meals. So these, I'm going to get them all out. There's quite a lot here. I plant a lot of Swiss chard. I love it. It's so healthy and it's so tasty and it's heat tolerant. You plant it once and you're good all season for those plantings. You just keep picking it. It's great salad raw too. You can have it fresh in salad. You can see the chlorophyll that comes off of that. It's just full of vitamins. It's just so healthy and so alive that even the water from its original rinse. So I'm going to roll this up, squeeze out the water so I can get this on the dehydrator. I have a pretty big dehydrator. If my dehydrator was over full, I would just freeze the rest. But I have a 14 tray dehydrator. It really holds quite a lot. All right, that is the roundup for my first week of the Every Bit Counts Challenge for 2024. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe down below. Leave a comment, share. It helps so much with our growth, and we really appreciate that. We love this community. We love all of you. I enjoy so much the information and the shared experiences that we have in this community, and I can't thank you enough for that. And I will see you next time. Take care.